So I've somewhat miscalculated here. This water hose here has got to come out. It's hard to see, but it's connected to the water pipe here. So dadgummit. Alright, I gotta crack that loose. Hopefully without breaking it. Alright, so not too much drama. I got it out. Here's the bolt that I had to take out. Doesn't look like it's in the best of shape. But yeah, turbo's out. Look at how much space there is in there now. The turbo takes up so much space. This poor thing's not in good shape too. Look at, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to put that back. It's in horrible shape. I don't know why the heat shield is so corroded. See, one interesting thing I noticed is look at this water line going to the oil cooler housing. Look at how kinked it is. It's like flattened pretty much. It's hard to tell, but yeah, it's like they just flatten that shit. So it would go around the so it would go around here. I don't know if that's normal. I mean, it's connected to the block and everything. That's not a good design. Like, you kind of don't want to crimp the hose, right? Yeah, I don't know why it's like that. It apparently runs like that though, so I don't know. I don't know if that's normal. Maybe I should take a picture of it and Alright, anyway. I got it out. Turbo's right here. Looks like it's in pretty good shape still. Not a whole lot of play. There it is. Good old 14B. It's a great turbo. Let's change it for a big one. This is in excellent shape. I know it's kind of cracked in some places, but yeah, there's a lot of cracking on the inside here, but still good. Yeah, I have to take all these lines out and stuff now. Yuck. So next order of business is I think I'm going to just start cleaning up the head and the block. Yeah. I'm going to finish scraping the other side of the block, the gasket, and then start and bust out the resurfacing discs. Then I'm going to clean this up. There's some like dust from the box on it. I'm probably going to take the cams off. I won't put the cams on until I get it on the head. And oh yeah, I'm going to change it to the 3rd gen lifters, 3rd generation style. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now it's just cleaning stuff up and then reinstalling them. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Slowly but surely. But I'm just looking at this mess. I'm like, nah, this is gonna take a long time. I know a lot of people could do this really quickly. You know, I'm slow. That's why I don't think being a mechanic should be my job. But there's the oil thingy. Probably change the gasket on that. It does have a gasket. Yeah, everything looks good. Maybe change the gasket for the exhaust. Oh yeah. I don't know. It seems like it's just disintegrated. I can't see the gasket anymore. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's still there. Yeah, so I'll just probably clean that other side. So now all that's left is to clean gasket surfaces. I think I'm gonna put when I install this guy back. Actually, I have to take the gasket off of this too. When I put this back on, I'm going to put this back on the head for sure. I think I'm just gonna leave. The. I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do. I think I'm gonna just leave the turbo. Well, maybe I'll just put the turbo in the same way. I'll just leave it on the. I'll leave it propped up on the water line that it was. The water line was the only thing really holding it up, you know, and the oil pipe. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. It's probably not good for those lines. Hopefully they won't leak when the car runs. But yeah. So I know this is going to go back on because it's a bitch to get those studs back on. So these are my out. Start working on the other head. Let's take a look at this other head right here. Wow, look at this. Lots of corrosion here on the spark plugs. That's gonna be good. Looks like they've been in there for a while. Yeah, this looked like whoever had the car before didn't maintain it very well. Whoa, almost fell. That's not good. Okay, so I mean, if you look at this valve here, you can tell this sucker is bent. It is bent. That's not. If it went back up, it's not gonna go in all the way. So, yeah, so you can tell it's like kind of like, it's like up there. It's bent, and it's hanging up right here. It's not able to go back up all the way anymore. So that one is done. This one probably same story. It's probably harder to tell, but and this one too. You can tell it's touching here, the intake here, not so bad, but it's still touching up here. So anywhere you see it hanging up, this one looks like it might not be closing too well. Maybe, I don't know. It looks okay. This one here, so cylinder number 3 took the most damage when the timing belt went out, and all the valves are bent on that cylinder. So you are the lucky cylinder number 3. You get to kiss the piston. And luckily, you know, the piston, hopefully the rods and all that aren't bad. I'm probably gonna rotate the I'll rotate the crankshaft as fast as I can, see if it moves smoothly. But for the most part, it looks okay. I was moving the crankshaft the last time I was here, and it moved pretty smoothly. It moved like it was supposed to, so I don't see any problem with the bottom end, hopefully. Alright, here's Omega out. So I decided to start working on the turbos. So here they are. This is my little grab bag of stuff. We'll go compare the two, but first I gotta get this turbo to look like this turbo, basically. So I gotta move the lines, and this one for some reason doesn't have the wastegate, so I gotta move that over. But they should all be compatible. They look like from the outside they look like the same, but I'll show you the difference between the 14B and the small 16G. Alright, HadesOmega here. So I'm gonna start scraping the second half of the head gasket. So these are the tools that I used. I actually had a Harbor Freight one, and it was scratching the head, like on the corners. So, but I found this Snap-on one, and it doesn't seem to be scratching the corners as much. But actually, my go-to tool for scraping gaskets is this, the good old razor blade, and it's a paint scraper basically. And it works good. I would not use this on something aluminum though. The block is fine, it won't scratch the block as much. And a resurfacing disc, the fine one, should be good. Preferably like one that's kind of used too. The more that you use them, the softer they get. So I mean, when they're brand new, they're kind of scratchy, so you'll see scratches. But that should make this nice and smooth. But right now, what I'm trying to do is I am trying to scrape off the thicker parts of the gasket. So you can see I just square that up and just start scraping away, and stuff starts coming off. Look at that. Easy, right? Yes, easy but tedious. It took me maybe like an hour to do the one side. I can still see it's still kind of scratching. So I don't know. And then you don't want to, as much as possible, you don't want to get the residue, the gasket residue in these holes. This one is okay. I'm gonna blow these out. These are where the head bolts go. As much as possible, you don't want to get it in the coolant or oil passages. If they get in there, well, what can I do? You know, I could just plug them with tissue, but I was just thinking like, oh, what if the tissue falls in there? No bueno, right? No good. So I decided, yeah, I'll just try to be careful. Yeah, just keep on scraping away there, and most of the stuff will come out. But I don't think I really want to use that. That's a gasket scraper tool. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody use one, but this is what I like to use. I just use the paint scraper. It works really good. And the good thing is you can change the razor blade tips. And I found out you can go halfway through these holes and then scrape, and then you won't get anything in there. If you go ahead of the hole, like right there, you know, if you go here, you're gonna shove the gasket residue into the hole. That's not what you want. So I'll start scraping halfway. And why not? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just wasting my time, but I just want to get the big stuff off. But alright, well, I have my super handy dandy gasket reconditioning disc tool here on this die grinder, this pneumatic disc grinder. See, it doesn't take off a whole lot, and it's much smoother. Yeah. So I'm just gonna try to take all this silver shit out here. These little dots. I hate these fiber composite gaskets, and then like some crap is in here, so I'm gonna try to scoop some out every once in a while. I can already tell there's some in that hole right there. But yeah, so that's the process. So I mean, I just gotta work that more. You can see that refinishing disc didn't take a whole lot out, so just to save, I think it actually does save time to take the scraper and scrape the big stuff off. All this, I've taken all the big stuff. This is as much as I can take out. You know, it's pretty smooth right now, but I can still feel some imperfections, so I'm sure that that tool, the disc tool, will smoothen it out for good. That's how I do it anyway. I don't know how you guys do it. Please comment below and show me how you guys clean gaskets. And that's how I do it. I use a scraper to scrape the big stuff off, and then I use the disc to finish it off. And I make sure to use a somewhat worn disc so I don't scratch it up too bad. But this is the block. This has a cast iron block, so you don't have to worry about scratching it too bad because it's very hard. It's very hard to scratch. Yes, that. But yeah, so you can see how much. You can definitely see how much smoother it got, how much more shinier it got compared to the part that I just scraped the big stuff off, right? And then I got to start smoothing it out. The parts where the valves hit the pistons. Yeah. Anyway, so HadesOmega out. Alright, I think I've been at it for maybe 45 minutes or so, and this is how far I've gotten. It looks pretty good. Always making a mess, man. I'm gonna have to clean those cylinders up. Anyway, yeah. So I started working on the disc here, and it looks good. It's nice and smooth. These freaking fiber gaskets, man. They leave all these little dots here, and then I had to actually change the resurfacing disc because it got too worn out. It wasn't taking enough material out, so I put a brand new one in, almost brand new anyways, and then yeah, I was able to get some of these dots out. Trying to get them out as much as possible. I'm basically running my finger over it and I'm feeling for imperfections, so I can feel like they're on these dots here, so I got to take these out still, but I've pretty much taken all of these out. You can still kind of see the dots here, but but I don't feel them, so I guess it's okay, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's why the gasket squishes, you know. And I'm trying to get it as smooth as possible, and so far this half is pretty much done. I just have to work on these little dotted areas. I didn't start this area too much, so you still see lots of dots. And here I finished finally I finished scraping the big stuff off, mostly. Like, this still looks pretty bad, but I'm sure the resurfacing disc will take it out, no problem. So I'm about to just hit it with the disc. So that's a good example of scraped and then resurfaced. Yeah, so now I can kind of see why they say, like, hey, stick with the composite gasket if you don't deck the block. Because, yeah, it's a big difference. And there still might be some imperfections, so it'll be more forgiving. Alright, here's what I got. Oh my god, look at my garage. There's just parts everywhere. Anyway, I'll be getting to this turbo stuff later, but I'll make a separate video for that. But yeah, so I got done finally. I don't know, what time is it now? Yeah, another 30 minutes. Maybe it took me about an hour to get it this clean. And I still have to clean out all the dust stuff and maybe clean the pistons. Oh my god, there's still a lot of work to do, but the head gasket surface is good. I may have to do it once more before I put the head gasket on, because it may be a few days. But I try to keep I know it sucks. I have to leave this outside, so it's cold outside, and then all this condensation can get on it and start making it rust. So I kept that jacket on top of the block. Hopefully it'll keep the moisture out. Yeah, you can see, oh god, so much dust and particles all over the pistons now. What a mess. I'm gonna have to clean that all up. Anyway, so the head gasket surface, the block surface, is good now. It's smooth. It's actually it's not that bad. I've seen some really high mileage blocks. You'll see they're starting to be pitting and stuff around where the coolant jackets are and stuff. This one isn't too bad. You can kind of see some like where the fire rings are for the pistons. The sealing rings are they left marks in the block. That should be okay as long as it holds the compression in. Now here's something interesting. I don't think I did this. Yeah, I don't think I did this. I think this might have been on here already. It's like something came here and just, you know, just scraped the crap out of this. Yeah, I just scraped the crap out of this this part here. It's straight. Like, this continues over here, so I don't know. It could be that the head bolt. No, I took the head bolts out before I even pulled the head, so it can't be that. I think this is from the factory, dude. This is a factory imperfection here, because it continues all the way up here and it kind of like stops around here. None of the other cylinders have that. It's very interesting. Yeah, and kind of concerns me because it's part of where the compression holds in. But yeah, it's interesting. But I think it should have. If it ran like that before, I guess it should be fine. So yeah, that's the most alarming thing I've found. Other than that, it looks good. It's not bad. This is a lot better than, you know, most high mileage engines I see with the pitting and stuff and the corrosion. So this definitely doesn't need to be decked. I mean, you can still see some of the dots on the composite gasket that have eaten into the block, but I've kind of resurfaced it, and it's smooth. So I feel happy about putting the head gasket on that, and it's sealing. I don't know, there's a bunch of oil here. What the hell? I'm gonna have to clean that off again. But yeah, there it is. So I'll start cleaning the tops of the pistons maybe, and